All right, money. Listen, Deadpool and Wolverine are making that money this weekend. This came in a little bit earlier here, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So Deadpool and Wolverine have obliterated the R-rated record with 205 million on the opening weekend, the 8th biggest in box office history. And if we go a little bit further on there, they talked a little bit about some of the other Disney movies that are kind of in this territory, not in the R-rated side, but some of the other movies that were in this territory. So remember 2018 Black Panther, that made 202 million. That's a little bit less than what Deadpool made. And you remember that Black Panther movie, like that was insane. People like that, the theater was packed, bro. The theater for Deadpool and Wolverine was packed. It's the first time that I've been in a movie theater in years, and the theater was actually packed. I'm a big guy. I didn't have no elbow room. I couldn't move too far, too wide. Like, man, like yeah. So Black Panther was also in that same realm. They mentioned Jurassic World for 2015 that had 208 million. And then the Avengers film, the first one, that was a really good one too. That had 207 million here in the opening weekend. But listen, Deadpool and Wolverine is even crazier in the opening weekend if you go further down in this article, because internationally, Deadpool and Wolverine has made 233 million. So that brings their tally right now up to 438 million in the opening weekend internationally, which is crazy because listen, they have a budget. Yeah, they have pretty high budget. Their budget was $200 million right now to produce the movie. And then there was like a whole another 100 million that they used to promote the movie. So basically they've kind of already broken even, as it pertains to, I think that's like they've already broken even technically, I think, right, with numbers so far. So, this is really good, right? And it's not a surprise because from the trailers, I mean, everybody that I talked to was just thrilled and excited. From the moment you saw Wolverine, with the pictures and everything that he was going to be in the iconic yellow suit, you knew that Deadpool was coming into the MCU. From that moment on, people were overly excited about what this potentially could bring, right? Because even if you weren't like a comic reader fan, just from like watching the previous films, and if you enjoyed them, you were like, oh, this tandem together. And then if you're a comic book fan, then that may have added a little bit more of your excitement because you've seen their interactions in the comics and you know how crazy wild that could get. And in the movies, yeah, seeing them in live action, seeing their fight scenes in live action, the fact that like Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, just basically says what we think, right? That's the thing about it. Like, he says, he's unhinged. He says what we are thinking as the fans while watching the movie. He made fun of the MCU, made fun of Fox. Like, this thing was sensational and great. The question that I have now is like, how high can this go? Like, that's the question. 438 million already internationally, like globally, right? So like, how high can this go? This thing is going to easily hit $1 billion. Like, there's no question. This thing is going to easily hit $1 billion. No questions, no if, no ands or buts about it. The question is like, does it get to 2 billion? Like, I feel like that's the question now. Does it get to $2 billion? So I think, this is really good. Now I'm trying to stay away from the obligatory, is this going to save the MCU? Like, I don't know about that right here, right? Personally, I don't necessarily know if the MCU needed to be saved. I've never been one that's like all the way over on that bandwagon. I've always more said they do need to make some changes. They're a little bit of a low. Fans are not necessarily happy. Disney as a whole, with Star Wars and all that stuff, things aren't going that well, from that perspective. But I do think that what Deadpool and Wolverine does is that it gives them like a fresh slate, a fresh start, right? We still have to see what's going to happen with Captain America Brave New World, which looks good, and that trailer looked good, and especially from like the information that we got from SDCC yesterday, I think it's, there's positivity around that. Robert Downey Jr. now is coming back to the MCU as Doom. Some people like it, some people don't. I already made a video talking about that already. Not overly thrilled about him being Doom, but happy to see him come back here into the MCU, and we're getting the Russo brothers back too. So I think Disney knows, like, hey, we in some stuff right now. We got to make some changes. They give us this Deadpool movie. It's the only movie that was coming out this year. And I think they did that on purpose because they knew, okay, let's funnel some stuff out to next year, but we got to give them we got to start off, we got to go with a big bang, and the big bang was Deadpool. And I think that now we could potentially start seeing some things sort of kind of like, you know, going in a much more positive direction, because listen, 205 million is big, right? But the MCU has kind of always been in sort of this territory with their previous movies pre 2019, right? Like pre 2020, they were kind of always in this territory. So they're kind of just getting back to where they were before, like returning to form, you know, as one of my guys said here, you know, one of my friends said here on Friday. So listen, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you going to go see it again in the theaters? If you already see it already, leave the comments down below and let us know. I know I'm going to go see it in the theaters again. The first movie I will have done that for since Black Panther, the first Black Panther movie. So that, actually, no, that's not true. No, Spider-Man No Way Home. I did see that multiple times. But listen, leave it down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel for more here. Hit that notification bell so that you know when the videos do go live. Join the Discord. If you haven't done so already, join our Discord so that you can get more updates there as well. And as always, guys, thanks so much for kicking it with Keepin' It Comic.